Mike Vizzelli, welcome back to BURGH VIVANT, you son of a gun.
I went to the Cabaret Theater at Theater Square and saw Dixie's Tupperware Party.
Interesting. Is it a hard-hitting drama about Tupperware?
Yes.
I've never been to a Tupperware party. What even goes on at a Tupperware party?
I actually have been. It is, and this is an actual Tupperware party, but it's hilarious.
That's the caveat. It's hilarious. It's actually
hilarious.
Fun. Yeah.
You get sold. At a Tupperware party, a representative from the company comes out to a house, and usually, and it started like in the 50s, and the housewife, would have her friends over, and she would display the wares of the Tupper, and show people how to use the things and how to burp it for freshness. You know what? It's a funny thing about Tupperware. We and Dixie says this in the show. You see it on a shelf, it doesn't look impressive at all. But when you see someone use it, it becomes more interesting. It's certainly a very ergodynamically correct sort of can opener that was a big hit at the show.
A show about Tupperware.
About Tupperware.
But clearly a comedy.
It is a comedy starring Dixie Longate. It was written by Chris Anderson, a playwright who's written a couple of things. So Dixie, I don't know how to describe Dixie. She is certainly an entity unto herself. It is something to be seen, to believed. There's a lot of interactivity in the show.
Okay, audience participation.
Some of the hilarious things. She had 2 couches on the set where she invited people up from the audience to sit on those couches, and she does rude and lascivious things with those people.
That's worth the ticket price right there.
Right there. There's your ticket. Exactly. It's a lot of fun. What's interesting is that Dixie talks a lot about the history of Tupperware and a lot about female empowerment, which is an unusual thing. You expect to go see this comedy about Tupperware. You don't realize that it's nuanced. It was actually nuanced, and
it has depth to it too. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's an unusual experience. I personally didn't think to like it as much as I did.
Oh, okay. So you came out laughing.
I came out laughing.
There we go.
I'm really hard on comedy because I do some, and I want perfection when I see comedy, and there is a lot of perfection in Dixie's performance.
Well, I think that she's been doing this show for a while,
like 12 years,
and traveling with it. So you have to understand it's pretty well polished, like a freshly cleaned, washed piece of Tupperware.
Exactly. Exactly.
Got that little dawn shine on it.
What's really interesting is, though, there are moments when she's ad-libbing, and even though the show is very well polished and she does know it backwards and forwards, she is able to be free of it at some moments when somebody tells them, what they do for a living, because she asks somebody what they do for a living, and she riffs on what they do for a living, which is some interesting
So it
moments.
stays fresh, much like a bologna sandwich would
in a
piece of Tupperware. I'm getting the Zen circle of this. This is very deep. This is very deep.
It's deeper than you'd think.
Oh,
it goes
my
deep.
God. Now, see, I guess you can get a show out of that.
You can get a whole show out of this.
I don't feel.
Dixie did.
I feel a little under.
Oh, you've got a little one.
What on earth could you actually even use this for? What could you even put in here? This makes no sense. Who uses this?
You could put salad dressing in there. You could put pills in there.
There we go.
Don't smell the Tupperware.
Well, I want the full experience here. I never have leftovers anyway.
Well, that's the problem.
I eat everything. Yeah.
Leftovers? What are leftovers?
I've never seen one in my life. As a
Take
gift.
some martini home.
Yeah,
with my
yeah, yeah. No,
Tupperware container.
yeah. Here, this travels. Go ahead.